Hi, I'm Benita Story, otherwise known as the Fiber Pusher. If you watched my previous video on setting up my seed trays and everything for the dye garden, you will have seen parts of a frame that holds the light. Well, I'm going to show you how I built that frame, and then I'm going to show you setting up more seed trays with more seeds for my dye garden. But first I thought I'd show you how I set up the light frame and the pieces I used. So here we go. First thing you're going to need is you're going to need 5 pieces of PVC pipe. These are 1-inch pieces. They're about 36 inches long. They are left over from a backdrop that Scott and I used when we went to the comic shows. The backdrop had a cloth on it that was behind us, and this here PVC pipe was the frame. So with these pieces left over, it's just sitting in Scott's art closet, not doing anything. I had mentioned wanting to set up a frame to put a light on, and Scott says, well, you know, I cut all of this, stuff from the backdrop. See if there's anything in there you could use. I managed to get the other frame set up for the light, and this one except for 2 90-degree elbows, which Scott picked up for me. So I'm going to show you what you need. Got 5 of these. You need 4 shorter pieces. These are 9 inches long, so they'll make something that's about 20 inches, which you want something that will fit on your table. So, or bathroom counter if you're me. So anyways, you definitely need 2 pieces that are T's. Okay? The other pieces that you need, you're going to need 6 things that will at least give you a 90-degree turn. They can be a 90-degree elbow. They can be a T-piece if you have it left over, because if you think about this, that's a 90-degree elbow. The same thing with a T-piece. Again, you've got a 90-degree elbow. When you're doing like me and you're recycling from other projects, this works. Otherwise, you need, if you're going out and buying them, you need 2 T's and 6 elbows. So let me show you how to work this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build the frame that's around the bottom. So you're going to need 1 piece. Then you need a 90-degree turn. So you got your 90-degree turn here. Then you're going to need 1 of the short pieces. Okay? You're going to need a T piece with the T part aiming up, because that's where your frame for going up is going to come from. And then you're going to need another short piece. At that point, you're going to need another 90-degree turn. And I'm just going to go ahead and use 1 of these. Tighten them down. There we go. Again, you're going to need a 3 or 4 foot piece. It depends on how, big your table is and everything. Mine's a 4-foot table, but I have 3-foot pieces, so I'm just going to use ahead and use the 3-foot piece. So I'm going to put that in there. Now, we got to the other side. It's the same thing as we did before. We're going to put a, let's see, which one was this one? We're going to put this one. We're going to put a 90-degree turn on this direction, on this side. And you can see why I said anything that's got a 90-degree turn will work. And then you're going to put a short section, a T aiming up, and connect the next short section with the other part of your frame. Now, tighten it all up. Once you've got it tightened up, you can go ahead and set it on your table. So for me, having the 2 9-inch pieces plus the T actually fits my 4-foot by 2-foot table absolutely perfectly. So what do you do with the other 3? Well, you start building your frame. I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to put 1 on the other side. And then I'm going to raise you up for a little bit. I'm going to put a 90-degree turn up here. A 90-degree turn on this side, which you can't see at the moment, but there it is. And then I'm going to connect them. And there is your frame to hang your light from. By the way, that's a picture of Scott's mom up there. So anyway, so you've got the frame, so you've got the base down here on the table, and then you bring the sides up, and you've got the crossbar. Now, I'm going to put the light on, and I'll show you how this works. So now that you've got the frame up, we need to put the light up. And we use little shop lights for the art studios. They actually are used a lot. Got them at Menards, obviously. They're used a lot in paint shops because they're true color. And that's the reason why we use them in the art shops. So, I have a small one here. Make sure it fits within your frame and everything. And it's just really easy. Once you've got this, you just take it by its own little chain and hook it to the little S hook. And the same thing on the other side. And so when you got your seeds in, you have a light to put down on top of them. So let's go about setting up the seed trays. So let's talk about setting up the seed trays. In the other one, I kind of did a recycled one where I had aluminum trays left over from a catering thing. Well, I'm out of those, so I like the peat pots the best. So I went to the store and looked at these, and I found these. They're self-watering seed trays. They come with the peat pots. This one here has 70 in them, and it has a clear plastic thing so it keeps the moisture in. So we're going to try this one this time. So let's look at how these are. This is where you water them at, and so there is actually almost look like a little irrigation system underneath. And so you water them here, and it goes down into the little irrigation system. And underneath the tray, oh yeah, there is a piece of felt that helps wick the water up to the peat pods. That's actually rather brilliant. One thing I like about this is I will reuse this next year. All I have to do is replace the peat pods. I may need to replace a little felt piece. If I do, that's pretty easy to get. So I'm going to set these out real quick. Now I am setting these as close to that direction as possible because there's a window here, and I want to open up this window to actually let normal sunlight in as well. I think the warmth from this and then of course additional light will help a lot. This faces west at our house, and we keep our house relatively cool, which is the reason why in the ones in the bathroom I have these little seedling heat mats underneath the trays and everything, just to give it some little extra warmth. And with there being a vent over here and a vent over here, I just want to give them some little bit more warmth from the sun. Plus, it's natural sunlight. So I'm going to scoot this over as far as I can and everything. So I've got these all set up and ready to go. Now I need to add the seeds. Now the first thing I'm going to plant is Indigo tinctoria, which is the true indigo plant. I want to compare it with the woad, and so I've got the woad planted. Now I need to plant the indigo. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully put one seed per peat pot. I don't know why I keep calling it a peat pot. So these seeds aren't horribly small, but they're still small. Oh, by the way, where I got the indigo seeds was here. And again, I will put this in on the website. So I've planted 70 indigo seeds. That's one whole tray. I think that's enough for this summer. There's approximately 200 seeds in the packet, but I see no reason to plant all 200 of them yet. If these don't germinate, obviously it gives me the opportunity to plant some more later, and I might. If I want to completely fill the bed, I might do a second tray of the indigo and plant them in the same bed, just in a different section, because they'll probably be a couple, 3 weeks behind in germination. But anyways, there's 70 indigo seeds. Now I'm going to mark them. Now for marking them, I'm putting a little tag in the thing that's got the name of it, but I'm also putting the date that I planted the seeds. That way I know what date that is, and so I can kind of keep an eye on the germination. So I'm just going to stick one, the little indigo. Oh, let's just stick him up here, right there in the corner. That way I know this whole tray is indigo. I don't need to put one in each row because I know this whole tray is indigo. So let's plant the next one. Now, from a company named Seed King Express, I got soapwort seeds. There's supposed to be 50 in here, so they'll mostly fill a tray. So anyways, I'm going to plant the little soapwort seeds, and they're tiny. Alright, there are far more than 50 seeds in the seed packet, so it's one heck of a deal. I'm going to guess I probably have double that amount. So anyways, even more of that. Anyways, this whole seed tray of 70 is now in soapwort. Now, soapwort's not a dye plant, but it's a natural pH neutral soap that I want to use with washing the textiles and everything. So that's why I planted this in soapwort. So I've got indigo and soapwort now. Now for my third seed tray, I do have more woad seeds coming that should be here in the next week. The last time I ordered woad seeds from them, there were about 30 of them. So I'm going to save 30 peat pots in this one here for the woad seeds. And I don't have a whole lot of mignonette in the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant the rest of the 40 in the rest of this mignonette so I can grow the rest of those. By the way, they are germinating beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and plant 40 of these in the peat pots and save the last of them for woad. Now you can see I've removed the peat pots from over here. Those are the ones that I'm going to plant the woad seeds in it, but since I'm getting ready to water these, I don't necessarily want those peat pots to swell up because that kind of defeats the purpose of being able to plant the little seeds in them. So I put them to a side. They're stacked over here, and I'm going to save those for when I get the woad seeds. Then I'll drop the peat pots in there, put the woad seeds on there, and then they can start soaking up water. So now I'm going to give it a good drink, and I'm going to give it a drink with warm water. Now that they've had a little drink of water, let's put their little lids on them, and then we can wait for them to germinate. This is so much fun. This is like Christmas. I cannot wait. I love watching seeds germinate. I have been germinating seeds like this, for probably 30 years or more. I used to actually, when we lived in an apartment in Beech Grove, Indiana, I actually grew plants on the balcony railing and along the side. So I've always loved plants. I've been growing a garden since I was a small child. I can remember Mom and Dad giving us small plots to grow our own food and everything in. And that was always so much fun. And my grandfather and I, my mom's dad, he and I would have a contest every year on who could grow the tallest sunflowers, which is one of the reasons why I grew sunflowers last year. And there will probably be sunflowers this year because it's all in honor of him. So I'll put the lids on these, and then let's see how long it takes them to germinate. The sponsor of this video is dyedinthewool.biz. If you're looking for breed-specific fibers, breed-specific yarns, breed study worksheets, posters, and a whole lot more, please visit us at www.dyedinthewool.biz.